Hey copy nerds, Carlo here. Today I'm gonna tell you a story about storytelling. So basically, why storytelling is so important, why it's so powerful, and how can you apply it into your own copy and sell more, get more traffic, get more conversions. So think about it. Why is it more why is it easier to remember movies, to remember memes, to remember all this stuff rather than a book? Storytelling comes from 1,000 years back, way before we learned how to write, way before we had books. We had storytelling. People use this technique to memorize facts, to memorize information and tell it to other people. So we only had other people telling stories, so it's basically wired into our brains. That's why storytelling works. And because of image superiority. I always tell you guys, one image is worth 1,000 words. If I show you the image of that lion, you could tell me a whole story about the lion. You get like thousands of facts in 1 second. But if you see a word lion written in a white page, you only see, okay, lion, and you can imagine a lion, but that's it. If you give a person an image, you get thousands of input of information in 1 single second. So storytelling is a way to create images through words. So that's the power of it. A good copy is when you create a mental image so people can imagine it, so they can have their own story. So if you tell them, like, have you ever heard those stories in those sales pages, like, here is Johnny, he was like 200 pounds and then he found my product and then he lost a lot of pounds and now he's more healthy, and here's more this and this and this, and he's happy, and he's all his family was telling me like, hey Johnny, what did you did? You look so good. In that story, even though it's a quick one, you get the whole mental image from Johnny. If you are overweight, you imagine yourself being that way. How could it be? And that image, it's so powerful, and the most important thing, memorable, because there's thousands and thousands of products out there, thousands of offers out there, Facebook ads, there's thousands of things in the internet. So in order to be memorable, so people remember you and think about you when they have their need, their pain, you need to paint them a mental image. So I'm gonna share with you 3 techniques that work pretty well. The first one is future pacing. You just tell them how their life is gonna look in 10 weeks, in 10 months, in whatever period of time. You tell them they're gonna achieve this thing. So like, okay, lose 10 pounds in 6 months. So you tell them like, imagine yourself waking up, looking yourself in the mirror and having all this confidence, having all this health, all this energy because you lost 10 pounds from this product. So you're telling this story about the future, and then you give them the solution, which is your product. The second one, really important one, is to take the main problem people have, make the problem huge. Tell a story about how the problem is way bigger than you think, and then give them the solution. You're basically taking them to the edge of a cliff, and then you're saving them, but you're telling them all that story, and it doesn't have to be directly to the person. You can tell a story about someone that did this and achieved this. So it's entertaining, people are gonna grab their attention, and it's memorable. People are gonna remember about your offer and they're gonna buy. The third one is before, after, and bridge. So you're telling them what is the before, then what is the after, and then the bridge is your offer, how your offer is gonna make them achieve this single product, this single benefit they're looking for. Also, if you see, there's a lot of people out there with stories. Think about Gary Vee, think about Tony Robbins, think about Cardone, about Russell Brunson. They all have stories. When you think about one of them, you remember the whole story. You think about Gary Vee, you think of the wine story, the card story, all the stories that they have, and why. Have you ever wondered why they have so much stories? So start telling stories in your copy, do these mental images, and just by that you can sell more. If you wanna see more of these free trainings in the video, you know what to do. Subscribe below, and thanks for watching. Bye.